Coach's Show. We turn our focus down to SMA Volleyball. First time this fall that Debbie Humphreys joined us here during the Coach's Show as her team. 15-6 on the season, 7-1 in league play. And, with Coach Garth, I hate to bring it up, but, Southeastern Louisiana, it was not a good day to be a Lumberjack against Southeastern Louisiana Saturday. Try again.
Not for any sport. It was a struggle with Southeastern Louisiana, and it was a very similar situation. We played them very, very tough, and it went 5 sets, and it was 15-13 in the fifth, and just a back and forth, great crowd match, 2 evenly matched teams, and, unfortunately, we just fell on the short end of that.
Yeah, they come up just a little bit short, and that's, I was looking at the scores. I mean, there was, I think the other matches, what was the biggest margin in the first 4 sets?
We played really, really well in the first 2 sets, and I think the first one might have been 25-14, but everything else was really close.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, it's, it come down to it because we were getting ready to start down there in Hammond, and you guys were going into the 5th set, and so I didn't find out what had happened until a little bit later on, but snaps of the nation's longest home court win streak.
Yeah, we'll just have to start another one tomorrow night. I mean, no, you don't go into it thinking, oh, we have to win every single home game, or you're just not worried about that. That's not your focus. Shelton Gym's been a very, very good place to us, and it was a good place on Saturday. Like I said, we played well. We just have to learn. We've got a lot of young players, and they have to learn how to step up in those kind of environments and those kind of matches.
Yeah, tomorrow you can start that new home court win streak because you got Lamar coming in tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. and then Northwestern State here Saturday at noon. So a big Saturday again on campus. You got all kinds of homecoming activities going on. Volleyball game at home against Northwestern State, a big part of that at noon, and then football will begin at 6 p.m. So you a chance to get out and support the Lady Jacks, then come over to the football stadium a little bit later on. So hopefully you should have big crowds for both of these games here at home.
Yeah, I hope so. We've had some really good crowds this year, and Lamar, Tuesday night's not a normal night that we play on. We have had one home Tuesday match. High Point came in here early in the season. We had a great crowd for that. So we need all those people to come back out that aren't used to coming out on a Tuesday night. It is camo night tomorrow night as well. We're going to do a little bird hunting tomorrow night.
There you have it. For some people, every night is camo night.
That's true. So we've got that going on tomorrow night. We did play Lamar 2 weeks ago at their place. And, they're a solid team. They've got a lot of potent hitters, good-sized blockers. So it's definitely going to be a battle, but one that we just need to get out and take care of our business.
I haven't talked to you since the move back to the Southland Conference, and I guess I would have to figure out a diplomatic way to say this, but you're one of the longer tenured coaches at the university, and so you spent a great deal of time in the Southland Conference before spending a handful of years in the WAC. How has it been going back to those places after missing them for 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, that was a very nice way of calling me old, by the way. But
I was called old Saturday when I couldn't tell the difference between an 8 and a 6, but they're 60 yards away.
Yeah.
But it happens.
No, what's crazy is that I am the only person, we have no seniors, so we have no players who have ever been to any of these places.
Messing up my recording.
It's me, and it's the bus driver, and it's Greg Miller. We are the only ones who have been to any of these places, so it's brand new for all of our team.
Well, and that's, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
How do we get to Hammond? Follow me.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you where to go, where you can eat, what you should stay away from.
That's the one thing I've been able to help, our assistant Max, who handles all of the ops side of things. I can just tell him, hey, we want to go here, here, and here, when we go to these places. Right. So it's making his job a whole lot easier.
And while there are some lengthy bus rides in this league, it's still, and it has been so far anyway, just going to these football games. Now, it'll get different with basketball, I suspect, but it is a lot easier not having to unload a bus twice, load it again, get on a plane, fly somewhere, play a game, fly in between games, and do it all three, load and unload 3 times basically for the trip. It's much easier just getting on a bus and going.
We have actually been in class some this semester instead of living in an airport. That's been really nice. And being on the bus, you're on the bus for a little more extended period of time, so they can actually get work done as well while they're on the bus. So, it's been a positive experience for the student athletes. It definitely has been good for them. And we're showing up to venues that are not our own, and sometimes able to still have more fans than the home team does because our people are now able to travel to these sites. So that's been really nice.
Yeah, that's the biggest part of it, because parents and student athletes are able to drive and get to pretty much every game we're playing.
Yeah, they can't go to Seattle.
Right.
They can't go to Riverside, California, but they can go to Louisiana. They can go down to Houston. They can go the places that we're going.
Yeah, and so that's one of the positives of moving back in this league. You're at the midpoint now in your conference season. We mentioned 7-1. You've got the 2 games at home this coming week, tomorrow against Lamar, then Saturday against Northwestern State at noon, and then 2 on the road. You go to South Louisiana, at New Orleans on Halloween, October 31st, and at Southeastern Louisiana on November 2nd. During that break, we were talking about, they got a tougher road the rest of the way through the Lions. You guys have played most of the better teams in the league so far. They haven't seen that many.
We've played, if you look at the standings, they're undefeated. We've got 1 loss, and then you've got a couple teams with 2 and a team with 3. All the people right behind us, we have played already. They have not. So they do have to do that, but it's going to all come down to Saturday at their place. We have got to figure out a way to beat Southeastern at their place, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So
4 games or 3 games are, I guess, really to kind of get it tuned up to take on the Lions a week from Saturday in Hammond, Louisiana.
Yeah, and we're very focused. The girls are very determined. Like I mentioned before, it's a very young team, and they have to learn how to be in those types of matches. So we've had a few of those matches, and I'm excited to do it again. But we get a week and a half prep.
3 years ago, I think, as we were doing this show weekly, when we first joined the Western Athletic Conference, you talked about the need to change the type of athlete you were recruiting to compete in the Western Athletic Conference. Now, as we go back to the Southland, have you noticed, is it the same? Is it different? And I mean, obviously, you were winning there. You're still winning now. That part of it hasn't changed, but the competition, is it better now than it was 3 years ago when we left?
Absolutely. I mean, the competition is very, very good. If you take the top, for sure the top half of the Southland could go compete in the WAC. And the Southland has gotten bigger. You talk about a bigger, more physical player. The Southland is now bigger and more physical, and there are some great teams in the Southland Conference.
That's what I was curious.
Yeah.
I thought, because I remember, 3 or 4 years, that was a big point. You needed to go get a different type of player than the type we've been getting. And I'm curious if they were still out there.
No, it's, we've been able to do that, and other Southland schools have also been able to do that. So, it's a fun, competitive league, and it didn't take any time at all to get those rivalries up and running again.
Yep, and again, it kind of resumes tomorrow night. Make your plans. If you don't have plans tomorrow night, have an early dinner, get to Shelton Gym, or just come to Shelton Gym and have some popcorn.
There you go.
6 p.m., Lamar University, and then Saturday noon, Northwestern State in Shelton Gym, and the Lady Jacks on the road at New Orleans at Southeastern. And then following November 2nd, you got 4 left, 2 of them at home, 2 of them on the road. Second half of the conference season, so it's overall healthy team right now. How's that?
Not bad. We unfortunately lost. We didn't have many returners to begin with, and we lost a returner the very first match of the season. We lost her for the season. So, which means an extra freshman is on the court, but she's, had some time now and is starting to figure it out. And all the players that have been playing They've been playing significant time. We've moved another freshman into the starting lineup within the past couple of weeks because they're getting ready to go, and they just keep getting better week after week. So we've got another 4 or 5 weeks before conference tournament. That's another month that this young team can still get a lot better.
And the conference tournament will be?
Oh, back in Louisiana. We got all of our trips are to Louisiana now.
Well, there's good and bad in that. There's a few more bumps in the road whenever you cross the river.
Right.
There are a few more bumps in the road, I will admit that. And I'm not the figurative, but the literal bumps in the road.
Bumps in the road, yes.
But, the plus to that, though, is the food's pretty good.
Yeah.
Kyle Keller and I were talking about that today. Go to Seattle, okay, you can get a cup of coffee. Okay. But food was not, I prefer to be in New Orleans, quite frankly.
Yeah, if you're not going to play,
yeah,
you can go eat all the time.
You're right.
But it's kind of hard for us to go eat all that good food.
And the folks that are here looking up here now, they know that, food's probably not that important. Obviously, you need sustenance, but you probably don't eat the volume that Keller and I do. Keller and I can keep a wait staff busy. They just two of us at the table. There's several people that have to stay busy to keep bringing it. But I think that's, to me, as the radio guy, they ask, what's the biggest advantage of being back in the Southern Conference? Shrimp.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, well, New Orleans on
Saturday.
On Halloween.
That'll be
interesting.
There won't be anybody dressed up. It'll just be like any other Tuesday night.
When I think about where I want to be for Halloween, I don't know that it's New Orleans, but that's where we're going to be, taking care of business and then getting out of there and heading on to Hammond. So,
well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Volleyball again at home tomorrow night at 6, at home Saturday at noon. We're going to finish the show tonight with soccer. Ben Williams will be back up here and talk about Lady Jack Soccer as they head down the home stretch of their regular season. And he's coming up after this quick time out here on the Lumberjack Sports Network from Learfield.